One of the main things that we want to do with FieldKit, one of the main goals behind FieldKit is to basically build capacity in other parts of the world. We want scientists all over the world to be able to study the same sort of things that scientists in the US study. But in a lot of these other places like South America or Africa, like they can't afford the same tools that American scientists use. So that's what the main purpose of FieldKit is, to try and build these sorts of tools that can be used in other parts of the world and still make sense financially for the people who are doing it.
My name is Shaw Selvey. I'm the founder of Conservify, and our project is called FieldKit.
My name's Jake Llewellyn. I'm principal engineer at Conservify, and my project is also FieldKit. Basically, just the CSV of all the data, everything from the GPS and the sensors that goes on there. Typically we'll have to, there'll be some back and forth with whoever scientists we're working with to explain what they're looking at and where the data was collected.
We're building this platform so that anybody can create their own modules, their own sensor modules, if there's certain things that they want to measure, and use the FieldKit visualization platform and app and everything that's included in that. We actually met back in high school. We went to high school together and college together.
Many years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, and what happened was I was working with a project with National Geographic, and I needed some coding support. It was a little bit outside of my wheelhouse, and so I tapped Jacob. I don't remember how we first...
Yeah, I just remember I got an email from you, and you were like, hey, are you a nerd? I mean, you didn't say that,
Yeah.
and that was the gist of it. And I was like, yeah, I'm a super nerd. And he asked for some help with it was a website.
Yeah.
Right? And then over time, he asked for more and more help until I just joined full time.
In 2016, National Geographic showed a lot of interest in the work that we were doing, and we thought, why don't we take all the stuff that we'd been doing as a part of the Okavango work and create a tool that anyone could use, an open source tool that would allow scientists or students or even just citizens that are interested about the world to go and measure the world around them and share it real time. So part of what we're doing as a part of our residency was to take FieldKit from something that's just being hand-built by Jacob at his desk to kind of a very small batch manufacturing process that we could do here at the lab. And that's using something like this stenciling tool in the pick and place machine and the oven. Neither of us had actually ever brought a product to market before, like a commercial product to market. And so initially that feels like a gigantic task, right? And it is a big task, but if you hadn't done that before, it feels huge, right? And then when you come to a place like here and you talk to the experts that are at the design lab and you start to understand what it actually takes in that process, it feels manageable and real and something that is not a difficult thing for us to do. And I think that was like the biggest realization I had. We knew that moving forward we wanted to have something that was designed specifically for FieldKit. And so we actually went through a few iterations on that during the residency. We did some laser cut cases that would kind of come together in the way that you see some of these maker project cases for Raspberry Pis and stuff happen. And we picked a single FieldKit module to work on for that. And that's a module that we're currently calling the Naturalist module. It's a collaboration with National Geographic, which is basically a handheld environmental laboratory that you can carry around, and it creates a map of the data around you. The real need for FieldKit is the fact that we're seeing this planet change, right? We're seeing massive extinction event, right? We're in the middle of what's considered the 6th mass extinction. So we're seeing animals die off 1,000 times greater than what would be considered normal or baseline, right? And the environment's changing, right? We just had a report come out that showed that this planet's warming a lot faster than we expected it to. And so Part of the problem with us being able to react to that is the fact that like we just don't have the right data to do so, right? It's just too expensive to put the currently available sensors everywhere and really understand it. And whenever we have a project in a different part where we're spending a lot of time, and in every community there's always going to be an advocate that's sitting there that's maintaining the sensors. They understand the need for the sensors. I think a great example of this was when I was in Peru for this Amazon project. There was 3 different communities we went to, and we told them, like, we want to put these sensors in your water and these weather sensors in your area, and we want to understand like the impact to fish. And we were expecting to get some pushback, but all of them, they understood it immediately. And the reason why they understood it was because there's oil spills always there. And they try and tell the government, hey, there was an oil spill that happened, and nobody listens to them. So as a means of creating these cheaper tools, you can really create this environmental justice situation that helps in lots of these parts of the world. It's like a really powerful thing to be able to give them this sort of tool and allow them to say, hey, you know what, don't ignore me, like this stuff's happening in my own backyard. The ability to kind of contribute to that greater good is what we want to do with FieldKit.